Does this sound like you? You spent hours on the chat, hours backtesting, hours watching YouTube videos, hours trying to find that one strategy that would work in every single market condition. Even though everybody keeps saying there's no strategy that works all the time, you know not to trust people because, come on now, of course, you know to an extent, people are mostly wrong. And so you keep searching. And guess what? Eventually you found one. Yes. You found one that works all the time. But now, for some reason, application is now the problem. Because even though the strategy has the ability to work all the time, you yourself, you don't have the ability to work all the time. You don't have what it takes to be precise every single time. So application becomes the problem. Even when you know when to enter and when not to enter, you know when to stay completely out of the market. But for some reason, you feel like the market is about to move. And since, well, of course, you already know the bias of the market, you know the direction the market is going. So you feel there's no big deal entering early. You can just enter early since you already know the direction the market is going. What now happens? The market stops you out. And before it even hits your stop loss, you're already telling yourself, man, I should have just waited. I wish I waited and follow my principles like I knew I should. Not so long after it hits your stop loss, the saddest part is while you're still in pain, while you're still in regrets, trying to console yourself, the price goes exactly the direction you intended it to go. Has that ever happened to you? Because at this point, I'm really hoping I'm not just the only one. Now let's flip it. Have you ever waited patiently? Maybe on this particular day, you're just in the right mindset. Everything was aligned. Your setup was clean. Your entry was clear. You took the trade and it moved perfectly, hitting your TP as swift as possible. No stress, same trader, same strategy, but different outcome. So what's the difference in this case? And most importantly, how can we repeat this to happen more often than the previous one? Now, if you've been trading for at least 6 months, you've been seriously learning, backtesting, trying to improve every single day, I'm almost certain that you already know what you need to do to be profitable. I'm almost certain that deep down, you know what works for you. You know what doesn't work. And those mistakes that you keep repeating, you know each and every one of them. The problem isn't knowledge anymore. The real question is, why don't you apply what you already know? Why don't you apply what you already know? Most people would blame this on psychology. And even though psychology has a role in this, but here is something that most traders don't want to hear. The vast majority of our inconsistency is not mindset, but rather misplaced knowledge. If you constantly consume knowledge, but rarely apply it properly, you will always feel like you don't know enough. But in trading, you don't need to know more. You just need to learn how to apply better. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 steps to applying what you already know and how to move from impatience to controlled and consistent execution. Step number 1, know exactly what you want and don't change your mind mid-trade. Most traders says follow the market wherever it goes. That sounds good and all, but here's the sad truth. The market is designed to confuse you. It manipulates, it fakes out, it tempts, and it traps. So if you're the type of trader that switches buyers every single time price switches, you'll be on an emotional roller coaster forever. Instead, what I want you to do is this. Before price even get to your zone, I want you to decide, 1, what direction do I believe this market is about to go? 2, What must happen to confirm that? 3. What must happen to invalidate that direction? Those three things are key because once you form that bias based off of logic and backtesting, respect it. Respect it. Now, let me be clear. There is an extreme version of this, and there is clearly a correct version. Now, the extreme version is when you force your bias on the market, when the market is clearly invalidating it. To me, that's ego. That's ego, and it leads to revenge trading and ultimately self destruction. Because the reason why you backtest is to know when things are not working out. So let's just leave that for the newbies, for the new guys that don't know what they are doing. While we do it the correct way, because more than what confirms our trade, the power of negativity, if you remember, we are more in this case, actively looking for what invalidates this trade setup. While other people are looking for confirmation to enter, myself, the way I trade is I'm looking for what invalidates this setup. If you share that with most people, they see it as negative thoughts, but that's fine. Stick to your own. I stick to my own. I'm more concerned with what invalidates this because I'm trying as much as possible to be safe while doing this. So going back to knowing exactly what you want, you've done your analysis, price have reached your support zone, and there is manipulation, both the expected and the unexpected one. Market is looking weak and very scary, but your system says, as long as this level holds, I only look for buys. What do? You wait. You don't chase early entry. You don't flip buyers randomly. You don't even force entries. You wait for confirmation. And when you do see your confirmation, you enter. If you see something that invalidates your trade, you stay out. This discipline alone, this knowledge can drastically change your trading career. Step number 2, stop needing to be in every move. Step number 1, know what you're looking for. Step number 2, understand that you don't need to be in every move. This is where most traders, they lose consistency. They think that if I don't catch this move, I'm missing out. Listen to me carefully. You don't get paid in this market to catch every single move. You only get paid for your perfect execution. The more move you attempt to get, the less precise you become. So if your setup doesn't show up, your job is simple. Sit on your arm and do nothing. Now, like I told you before, professional trading is boring. The market rewards patience more than it rewards intelligence. So if price invalidates your bias, do not flip emotionally. Don't revenge trade or overtrade. Just accept whatever small loss you might have made. Sit on your arm and stay completely out. Save your capital for the next trade. When you do this often, aside from saving your emotional capital, there are two powerful things that comes to play. Number one, which is the best case scenario, you stay out of the market completely. You observe and you ask yourself, if this exact situation happens again next week, how should I react? You study your behavior. What did I feel in this moment? Was it fear of missing out? Was it impatience? Or was it even ego? These little things will be able to tell you the kind of trader you are. You'll be able to adjust for better. When next you get the opportunity, when next this happens again, you'll be way more prepared. You understand with conviction that the best action is no action at all. That's how you evolve. That's how you grow to be that professional trader. Number two is the worst case scenario. Worst case because, like I always say, most people would consider this to be negative. If it's not making money, it's not making sense. So they'll consider this to be negative. I really hope that while you're following me, you come to understand that what might seem negative is in most cases the most positive thing that can happen. So this would be considered as the worst case scenario, but trust me, it is still a win. Let's say, for example, you had a buy bias and you trusted it. You knew for sure, you've done all your bad tests, everything leading up to now is telling you this is a buy. You respected all your process and you took the trade and it hit stop loss. Maybe due to manipulation or for some reason price invalidated your setup. But instead of flipping to sell position, you just stayed out. You waited, and eventually you come to realize that it wasn't even a manipulation. It was full-on reversal. Your bias in the first place was wrong. Now, here is where most traders, they fail. They take this very personal. They say things like, I was wrong. My strategy failed. I don't know what I'm doing. All this negativity simply because they lost money. But that is clearly the wrong way to look at it. Instead, you need to treat that loss like a case study. You need to ask, was my initial bias wrong from the onset? Was it wrong from the start? Did I ignore maybe the higher time frame structure? Did I miss a key level? Or was my entry confirmation not clear enough? Was my invalidation condition valid? You need to ask yourself one of these questions, then you go back, you dig deeper, not emotionally, but analytically to spot that error. When you look at trading this way, something powerful would happen to you. When you win, you build trust in yourself. When you lose, you collect vital information. Either ways, you throw. Now, the only time a loss is bad is when you lose to your process, when you don't follow your process. But if you follow your process and you lose, I bet you that loss would save you 1,000 losses in the future. So long as I stick to my process, the losses would only show you what or where you lack. Step number 3, apply more than you consume. This just holds everything, every single thing together, because here's the uncomfortable truth. You probably already know enough. You don't need 5 more strategies. You don't need another indicator. You don't need another mentorship. No, these are the 4 things you need. 1, clear rules. 2, clear invalidation. 3, strict execution. And 4, honest journaling. I, for one, I journal with pictures, so I take screenshots to make it even easier for me to see and identify, what the market looks like when it's doing whatever it is I'm describing in my journal. From today, start measuring yourself, not by profit, but by these simple questions that I'm about to ask you. Question number 1, did I follow my plan perfectly? If the answer is yes, that's a win day. That's a win day. It doesn't matter the outcome, even if it was a loss, because consistency in execution eventually leads to consistency in results. And when you do these 4 things regularly, the money will just catch up way faster than you would expect. So let me ask you again. Are you the trader who knows what to do but doesn't do it? Or are you ready to become the trader who respects their buyers, waits for confirmation, handles invalidation clearly, and executes without emotions? Which one do you want? Because the difference between struggling traders and consistently profitable traders is not even about knowledge. The difference is not about knowledge. It's simply about application. So if this sounds like you, please drop a comment. Tell me which parts hit you the hardest. Tell me which parts hit you the hardest. And in the next video, I'll break down exactly how to build strong conviction in your buyers without becoming stubborn and ego-driven. Now, all of these things I'm saying, I'm not in any shape or form saying I'm the best, but these are the little things that I've learned that made me better. See you in the next video.